is a feeling that has been growing inside you lately. It might settle in your chest on a Sunday evening, a heaviness as you anticipate the week ahead. Or perhaps it arrives in the middle of your workday, a sudden wave of exhaustion that isn't just physical, but deeply spiritual. It is the feeling of outgrowing the space you are in. You have shown up day after day. You have given your energy, your time, and your loyalty to a role, a company, or a path that once seemed to fit. But now, it feels like wearing clothes that are 2 sizes too small. It is uncomfortable. It restricts your movement. It no longer reflects who you are becoming. Please know that this discomfort is not ungratefulness. It is not a failure on your part. It is simply a sign. When you feel that deep, persistent unrest in your spirit regarding your work, it is often because the current season has finished its purpose. God sees the weariness you carry. He sees the moments when you feel undervalued, unseen, or simply stuck in a loop that no longer brings life to your soul. He understands the frustration of having gifts inside you that have no room to be expressed in your current environment. You have been sensing that a change is coming. Maybe you have tried to ignore it because change is frightening. The familiar, even when it is uncomfortable, feels safer than the unknown. But there is a gentle stirring happening right now. You might call yourself one of those who seeks a deeper path, someone who desires to live in alignment with a greater purpose. When you choose to live that way, you cannot stay in stale waters forever. You are being prepared for a shift. And sometimes, these shifts seem to happen suddenly. One day, everything seems stable, and the next, doors begin to close rapidly. A project ends unexpectedly. Management shifts in a way that no longer favors you. Or perhaps, the feeling inside you just becomes so loud that you can no longer pretend it isn't there. When things change suddenly in your work life, the immediate human reaction is often panic. We worry about provision. We worry about our identity, which gets so tied up in what we do for a living. We worry about what people will think. If you are standing on the precipice of sudden change right now, breathe. God is already in the next chapter. This sudden shift is not a punishment. It is not an accident that slipped past the divine radar. It is often a necessary nudge. Because sometimes, if we weren't nudged out of the nest, we would stay in our comfort zones forever, never realizing we were built to fly. God understands that you need security. He knows the practical realities of bills and responsibilities. He is not asking you to be reckless, but He is gently inviting you to trust that when one source of sustenance dries up, it is because a fresh stream has already begun to flow elsewhere. The timing might feel abrupt to you, but in the grand scheme of your life's design, it is right on time. You are being redirected, not rejected. This is a time to quiet the noise of fear. When uncertainty arises, the mind likes to create catastrophic scenarios. It likes to shout about scarcity. Instead of listening to that fear, try to listen to the quiet hum of your own spirit. What is it truly longing for? Perhaps this sudden change is making way for a role where you are genuinely respected. Perhaps it is creating space for you to use a talent you have had to suppress for years. Perhaps it is simply moving you toward an environment of peace, removing you from toxicity that has been slowly draining your spirit over time. God often uses sudden changes to protect us from situations that would harm us if we stayed longer, even if we can't see the danger ourselves. So, how do you navigate this time between the no longer and the not yet? First, be gentle with yourself. It is okay to feel unsettled. It is okay to grieve the end of a chapter, even if you knew it needed to end. Allow yourself to process the emotions without judgment. Next, try to shift your perspective from loss to room. Your life is being cleared of clutter to make room for something new. If your hands are tightly gripping the old, they aren't open to receive the new. God is with you in this hallway. The hallway is that space where the old door has closed behind you, but the new door hasn't opened yet. It can feel dark in the hallway. It can feel lonely. But the hallway is where the deepest growth happens. It is where you learn that your value is not in your job title. Your security is not in a company paycheck. Your worth is inherent, and your provision comes from a source far greater than any human institution. During this time of transition, keep your heart open. Be observant. The next opportunity might not look like the old one. It might come packaged differently than you expect. Sometimes the step up doesn't look like a promotion, it looks like peace. Sometimes the better opportunity isn't more money, it's more time for your family, or more alignment with your values. Trust the intuition that guides you now. That quiet inner knowing is how God often whispers direction. If something feels heavy and dark, it is likely not your path. If something, even if it seems small, feels light and brings a sense of relief, pay attention to it. You have been chosen for a journey that is unique to you. You are not meant to simply be a cog in a machine until you are worn out. You are meant to contribute your light to the world in a way that also sustains you. The job that is changing, the sudden shift in the atmosphere, it is all part of realigning you to that purpose. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to kick down doors. When the time is right, the latch will lift easily. Until then, rest in the assurance that you are not walking through this alone. The unseen hand that has guided you this far is not about to let go now. The landscape is changing because you are ready for new ground. Do not fear the sudden shift. Embrace the opening it creates. You are safe. You are provided for. And you are being led toward a place that is better fitted for the person you have grown to be. Peace is yours, even in the middle of the change. Just breathe and trust the process.